Welcome back to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University. And welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and our local partner, Sprocket Innovation in Paducah, and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. Welcome back to episode 153 of 10 at 10. We've got about 3 episodes left in the year. And I wanted to take these 3 weeks to reflect on things of 2023 and project some things out for 2024. If you know me, you know that what I like to do over the holidays is work jigsaw puzzles. And yes, I'm old, I'm a dork. I'll take all those comments, and I have heard many of them. But I have been blessed that every working year of my adult life, I have been able to take off most of the time between the Christmas and New Year's holidays. In the university, we get a little bit more than that off. And what I've always done every year is I'll work jigsaw puzzles. And the reason I do that is a couple of fold. First of all, I want to keep active and I want my mind doing something, but I don't necessarily want to be focused on work. And the reason that I do that is that I try to reflect on the year behind me and the year ahead of me, meaning that I want to look at the things that I have done over the last year that are that have been successful, but also what I wanted to do this year that I didn't get to do. And then I look at the year ahead. And personally, I always try to look at from a professional standpoint, from a personal standpoint, being typically meaning health, and then from a spiritual standpoint. Each year, what have I done? I want to do one thing, focus on one item in each of those areas that I can do to improve myself. For example, this year professionally, I obtained a new certification. Some of my personal and spiritual goals I didn't accomplish. So I'll reassess those for the coming year. And I'm already trying to make adjustments to be able to accomplish those goals. It's not always health. It's not New Year's resolutions. It is, for me, I'm a project manager. It's specific things that I can do to help improve myself. Well, frankly, we need to do that from an IT standpoint, from a security standpoint, frankly, from a business operations standpoint. We should always be assessing. Sometimes organizations will go through an annual SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. It's that kind of thing. It's in that vein. But I'll think through those questions while I'm working the puzzle. And that's been a really good thing for me. But I wanted to share a few tips. And actually, this is a throwback. I don't remember what episode number it was, but this is a slide that I used in 2021, looking at how do we review what we've done in the year behind us, and how do we look at the year ahead of us? Frankly, the same questions every year are going to apply. Let me stop and say, I'm not necessarily suggesting that you always have to do this at Christmas. It's busy. I get it. It's busy. But the point of this is that the year is ending and a new year is starting. And if you haven't taken the time to stop and assess where are we from a security standpoint for the last 12 months and where do we need to be for the next 12 months, if you haven't done that, then use this time to justify or to talk through that yourself. That's why I'm talking about it. That's what the whole point of this is to make sure that we take the time to look at what's going on in our organization and plan for it. Security awareness training. Are you doing security awareness training? How effective has it been over the last 12 months? What do we need to do about moving forward? Should we tweak it? Is the adoption down? Are you doing phishing exercises and are they clicking the links? If they are, then maybe we should adjust the way we're delivering the awareness training in 2024. All of those things have a very important component to play. Our policies. Review your policies and your procedures. Policies may not have to change every year, but there may be something that has changed from a legal or a regulatory framework standpoint that necessitates us revisiting the policies. Maybe our company has acquired somebody. Maybe our company has changed the number of employees, the systems that we have, the whatever it might be. Maybe there's a new product that we're offering. Whatever that is could warrant a policy review. Frankly, you should take the opportunity, the year in, coming into a new year, to review all of those policies to make sure that it all makes sense. Same thing goes with assessing and improving your security posture. If you look back over 2023 and you made no changes to your security posture, you're way behind. Meaning, if you have the same security controls today that you did going into 2023, you haven't updated, you haven't configured, you haven't added anything, then you're probably behind the curve. Actually, you are. I'll make a definitive statement. You are behind the curve. This is a continuous process. We should always be looking at what can we do, what's the next step, the incremental steps, what can we do, what can we do. I'm not saying that in 2024 you have to do all the things, whatever those things are. You don't have to do everything, but we should be making incremental change every single year. Next, user access review. I think I actually have a slide on that, on these next two items. User access review. So when I say user access review, what I'm saying is that we need to have a defined time period where we're looking at what users are on our network and what they have access to. If you had an employee that quit in October, they don't need access to your network anymore. Do they still have access to your network? If so, then use this as an opportunity to get rid of their access. That is what we're saying here. We're saying that we need to review our roles. Have they moved from accounting to marketing? Well, then they don't need access to the accounting system anymore. We need to review all of those items, the roles, the access rights, the privileges, the credentials. We need to review all of those things on a regular basis. If you have not done that this year, use the year end, the year beginning as the excuse to do that. That's an important piece. Those credentials that are still around, that are still active, maybe you've disabled them and that's okay. But if those user roles or user access is still there, then that could be a huge opportunity for a bad guy to come in and use that account, because we're not looking at that, because that's not an active user. So be careful about that. And then finally, what was it? Test your disaster recovery plan. Test your disaster recovery plan. Easy for me to say. There's a couple of ways that we can do that. We can read through it. We can walk through it. We can simulate the situation. We can do it in parallel. We can do a full interruption. There's a lot of different ways that we can test our disaster response. We don't want to test our disaster response when we have a disaster. I'll give a great example that's very close to home. Several years ago, Murray State had the power shut off to our campus, and we were okay with that. That's the way that our power contract worked at the time. We were okay with that because we had a backup generator, but the backup generator didn't work when we needed it to. I don't want your organization to get to the point where we need to respond to a situation and we realize that our plan is not good. We need to have that plan ready. We need to have gone through the steps, test it, verify it, make sure everything works right before that situation becomes a disaster. It's always better to test an incident out before you actually have the incident. So what my point with today's episode is, if you need an excuse, and most of us do, use the year end, the year beginning as the excuse to review what we're doing for organization. take a look at our security awareness, review our policies, make sure that we have the right security controls in place, review our user access, and test our disaster recovery plans. Those things are things that we should do on a regular basis. If you've not done those this year, do it. Do it now. If you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. If you want more details on any of those 5 items we talked about, I'm happy to talk through it with you. Just reach out and let me know. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week back here on 10 at 10. Bye.